Hot frost and sunshine, a day of pleasure. You're still drowsy at your leisure. It's time, my beauty. Open your eyes. Let you get free of blissful dreaming. To meet the North Aurora dimming, the star of North, let you arise. Hello everyone, we are students of Kosygin Russian State University. My name is Michael.
My name is Ira.
My name is Daria.
Today we would like to take you to Moscow during the time of the outstanding Russian writer and poet
Alexander Sergeyevich Pushkin.
The only surviving house in Moscow where another Pushkin not only stayed but also lived. The poet brought his young wife to the apartment on the second floor after the wedding.
Here they spent the first 3 months of family life. There was a gala dinner on the wedding day and the ball a few days later. According to his memories, the dinner was nice. It seemed strange to everyone that Pushkin, who lived all in taverns, suddenly had such a household. The day before, a bachelor party was held here, at which Pushkin was unusually sad. But a few days later, he wrote to his friend Pletnyov, "I am married and happy. My one wish is that nothing in my life has changed. I will not wait for the best. I think I've been reborn." In 1986, a memorial apartment was opened in the mansion.
Today is a cultural center of regular festivals, concerts, readings. On the ground floor, there is apartment exhibition Pushkin in Moscow. On the second floor, at the memorial rooms of the poets.
The neighboring house is also famous for its residence. Countess Natalia Alexandrovna Zubova, niece Suvorova, once lived in this house, the one to whom the father commander addressed, "My dear Svorочka."
And the French during the Napoleonic Convention, having learned that the daughter of a Russian generalissimo was riding in the carriage, not only released her from Moscow but also gave military honors. At the turn of the 1860s and 1870s, the house became the property of Colonel Kiselyov's widow, Elizabeth Nikolaevna Nyushkova. Pushkin was a frequent guest at the Ushkov house on Presnya. The carefree atmosphere that prevailed in the family was conducive to jokes and practical jokes. The albums of the Ushkov sisters were filled with funny drawings and poetic impromptu. It was to Elizabeth that Pushkin addressed the famous lines, "You are spoiled by nature, she was partial to you. And our eternal prize seems like a boring ode. Yourself have known for a long time, but it's no wonder to love you."
The two-story mansion on Povarskaya Street, another typical example of Moscow's post-fire architecture, is known as the Sheremetyev House, after the first owner, Count Sheremetyev.
In 1826, Pushkin's lissome comrade, the chamber junker Alexander Bakunin, rented rooms here. Bakunin's charming sister, Ekaterina, was the poet's first youthful love. Confirmation of the ardent feeling was the Bakunin cycle of elegies written in 1816. But the main work associated with the house on Povarskaya was the famous Poltava, read here by Pushkin for the first time in December 1828. Then, visiting Colonel Sergeyev Kiselyov, who rented rooms in the mansion, gathered Petr Vyazemsky, Fyodor Tolstoy, nicknamed the American, and the son of General Bashilov Alexander, whose experiments in field of literature were encouraged by Alexander Sergeyevich.
Today, a memorial plaque at the main entrance reminds of this. We finish our story on the Pushkin Square, next to the monument of the same name.
The monument was made of bronze by sculptor Alexander Mikhailovich Pushin. It was installed on the 6th of June in 1880s at the beginning of Tverskaya Boulevard on Strasnaya Square, after the writer's death, as a tribute to his talent, to his boundless contribution to the culture of our country.
There is nothing surprising in the fact that during his lifetime he was called the son of Russian poetry.
Alexander Pushkin always remembered his visit to Moscow with special warmth, but unfortunately he met the final of his life in the city of Neva at a rather young age.